I wanted to make something new. I wanted to look at what it meant now, today. So definitely not to make an adaptation of Ulysses. I'm Liz Roche and I'm a choreographer working in Dublin, Ireland. We have been commissioned by Solas Nua in Washington to create a new work called Yes and Yes that marks the 100-year anniversary of James Joyce's Ulysses. I'm always quite amazed by the energy in Ulysses and how it feels very modern, like it just feels completely of the now. And I suppose the experimentation inside, you know, in the styles of writing and in the, yeah, I suppose just this level of experimentation is something that we deal with in contemporary dance all the time. Like contemporary dance is about making something new. For me, I go into every piece thinking, how can this be new? How can this be better? How can I fix things? And I feel that that energy is really in the book. I feel like I'm somebody that tries on ideas and sort of sees where they go. And how somehow, you know, using like the body as a filter can create stories and can create new narratives, but also it can be in this very simple place of being. I'm interested in the being of it. There's a kind of a feeling of abandon in Ulysses, and somehow that is infectious, I think. I certainly felt while I was reading it that, I can say what I like, you know, and I don't know why I feel that. It's not a disrespectful feeling, but it's just, there's so many possibilities, there's so many things that you could see in the writing, and lots of people talk about, you know, it's so different for everybody and nobody owns one interpretation of it. So actually it's quite a nice place to be in. I have to say the making of this piece has been very happy for me. There was a period of time in Dublin, we worked for about 4 weeks straight, and I really loved that part of the process. Like I really love just going into the studio every day and the piece just grows little by little. You kind of, that's how things work in the way that I work. It's like you just, you know, sort of throw an idea down and then just chip away, and eventually the thing emerges, you know, what's going to stay or what remains. We had to go into a theatre and make it and have it ready, and then we had to ship it here and then bring everything back together and then premiere it. Like usually you premiere it at home when if anything goes wrong, you can call 1 million people. And just before you do that, when you know, it was a little scary to come here. But of course, you know, there's the same support here, and everybody here has been amazing and really helpful, and things have gone wrong and we've had to fix them, and people have been great.
It's 4:20.
But I think it's just like when you're so far away, you think, oh, if something goes wrong, like that's the end of us, we'll, you know, what do we do? We'll have to run and hide. In the moments before the premiere last night, that was awful. Of course there's doubts. But I believe in the performers and I believe in the team, and I believe also that there is something a little challenging and a little maybe new for me in the piece. I'm trying not to do things that I did before, and I'm really trying to let the book dictate certain decisions. So I also feel that some of the decisions I made in here, in a sense, really aren't mine. So I'm just trying, at the moment, I'm seeing how that feels. If I said to, you know, colleagues or friends like, oh, I'm a little bit worried, you know, because I was just firing through ideas and anything I didn't like, because somebody told me with the book, if you don't like something or if you get lost, just skip ahead. So I was like, I'm going to do that then when I'm making the piece. So anything I didn't like that much, I just skipped ahead or threw out. It was almost as if anything was going to stay in the piece, it had to fight to be there. I wasn't going to be like carrying it really, you know, and looking after it. And I was worried that maybe I was being disrespectful to the work. But then anytime I said that to anybody, they were like, oh my God, Joyce would hate if you were being respectful. You know, he had no interest in that. So it was all very, yeah, free in that way. You know, we live in a really full-on, straight-up, clear world a bit at the moment, even though I think kind of under the surface nothing is really that clear. And I think a lot of the time I deal in this a little bit unclear space, or grey space. Things aren't so black and white. That's how I live my life, and that's kind of how I feel life really is. And I try and reflect that in the work, that there aren't really clear answers. And, you know, it's complicated. It's like art is more of a question. It's not really interesting if it's always an answer.